those technical difficulties. We are live now. Dog number 1 for Air Retrieve Splash 101 here at the Spring Fever 2024 at Dogmode. We are starting our event off with Splash 101 Air Retrieve. Silas on the dock right now. Second attempt coming up right here. His first attempt at a new distance of 13 feet off the end of that dock. This game is played. We hang that bumper you see there 2 feet over the surface of the dock, and each time a different distance from the end. Each team goes until they miss twice at any one given distance, or a total of 3 times, whichever occurs first. This would be second and final attempt coming up right here, 13 feet off the end of that dock for Deb and Silas. Leadoff dog, next 3 up for today will be Rhodey, Bourbon, and Curie. Right now, second and final run coming up right here. That bumper suspended 2 feet over the surface of the dock, 13 feet off the end. Fortunately, a double miss there coming in for Silas at 13 feet. That will end his day with a successful catch at 12 feet off the end of the dock. That is Deb once again now with Rhodey. That was a practice attempt 12 feet off the end. Now we're going to begin 13 feet off the end of the dock. Good girl, Roadster, successful catch, 13 feet off the end. Good girl, Roadster. Successful catch, 14 feet off the end of the dock. That means we will move it out 1 more foot. Every successful catch, that toy will move out 1 foot at a time. Catch number 1 came in at 13 feet off the end. Catch number 2 at 14 feet off the end. Now we're moving on to that new distance of 15 feet off the end of the dock for Rhodey and guest holder Deborah. Owner, normal handler Cindy at the back door right now. Had back surgery earlier this week, already here at the building, just not ready to compete with her girl just yet. Shocked she's even been able to get here.
Okay, what's the order? Just put the order online?
Yep.
What dog are we on?
Rhodey, number 2. We got catches at 13 and 14, no misses.
Who was?
Silas. 1 and 2. Good girl, Roadster.
Sorry about that. Just need to.
You're good. That gives us 3 successful grabs for Deb and Rhodey, 13, 14, 15 feet off the end. Once again, that bumper is always suspended 2 feet over the surface of the dock, or an equivalent of 4 feet over the surface of the water. Everything dialed in perfectly. That tug verified 24 inches off the dock. That water verified exactly 24 and 1/64th of an inch off the surface of the water. Now moving on out, 1 more foot off the end of that dock, going to put us 17 feet off the end. Not bad for a first time ever competing in this event for a little Roadster. Been working really hard in practice with a big jumping little dog. Seen her get out probably as far as 27, 28, 29 feet in distance. Just right at 2 years old almost. Attempt number 1 coming up right here, 17 feet off the end. That will be this team's first miss of
Is Brody done?
No.
Where are they at?
Started. Second and final run coming up right here at 17 feet off the end of that dock. Either we get a grab here, we'll move on 1 more foot to 18 feet, or a miss would end their morning. So this will be their final attempt at this distance this morning. Oh, so close. Good girl, Roadster. That's going to be 4 total catches with a final score of 16 feet off the end. And that will end Rhodey's morning at air retrieve. Next 3 dogs come to Bourbon, Curie, and Data. Good girl, Roadster. That was fantastic. This is Denise Cunningham and her crazy yellow Labrador Retriever. This is Bourbon. This guy is a machine on the dock. This boy is working on his premier title in distance. Big jumping yellow lab. Okay, that was a practice attempt at 14 feet. We are going to move out 1 foot for his official first score, or first attempt, excuse me. Once again, this game consists of hanging that bumper over the water. It is lifted 2 feet over the surface of the dock, or equivalent of 4 feet over the surface of the water. And we move out in 1 foot increments with each catch. Each team is allowed a total of 3 misses or 2 at one distance, whichever occurs first. Attempt number 1 coming up right here for Denise and Bourbon, 15 feet off the end of that dock surface. Our playing facility here at Dogmode starts with an 8 foot wide, 40 foot long dock and a 20 foot wide, 45 foot long pool that consists of 32,000 gallons of the cleanest water in all of Utah. Good man, Bourbon. Good man. Grab so far, 15. Now, correct, yep. Got him reset, ready to go. Bumper now set. Good man, buddy. Attempt 1 successful at 16 feet. That ties his personal best. That will move us on to a next attempt of 17 feet once we get the boy to reset.
1 miss, no miss.
On deck, Curie, followed by Data, Duke, Dutton, and Frankie. Oh, I like that. Brand new personal best for our man Bourbon, coming in with another catch at 17 feet off the end. And I love that graphic. I love seeing that again. New personal best for our man Bourbon right there. He's been working hard at practice lately. And there's the new better graphic for all you out there watching in live stream land. Julie's always upgrading our live stream. Can't thank this woman enough for everything she does for us at all these events. Sits back here in the cockpit all day long for every day, making sure you guys can all watch this out there. That was we're going now to 18 feet, 3 catches so far, no misses. but attempt number one coming up right here, 18 feet off the end of the dock. That last kick already set a brand new personal best for our man Bourbon. Once it, Teresa says, set over there, we have 45 seconds to get going in motion. Oh, so close, buddy. Oh, so close. That will be our first miss coming in at 18 feet. Now getting him out of the pool will be our biggest test of the day. Well, that was the easiest it's been yet when he didn't have the toy. That is unusual for him. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. If he would have ran and missed there, that would have been the end of their day. We do have our second and final attempt coming up right here at 18 feet. We get one more grab, move on to 19 feet off again. Or a miss here does unfortunately end their Splash 101 air retrieve. Not his best run that time. Will unfortunately be a double miss. Great new personal best set there, 17 feet off the end of the dock. Good man, Bourbon. Attempt number one, fantastic. Long ways out there for this boy, just learning the game. But has been working very, very hard in practice lately. Silly man, your toy's in the pool, buddy. Go get it. There, he sees it. Next up will be Curie, followed by Data, Duke, Dutton, and Frankie. If we ever get him out of the pool. Bourbon, get your toy. Next up on dock will bring us to Sophia and Curie, followed by Data, Duke, Dutton, Frankie, and Connor. Curie, the black Labrador Retriever. She came to me a few months back as this cute little loving Labrador. Now she's nuts. Like most of these dogs, had the privilege of working with this dog since day one. That a girl, Curie. That was an easy warm-up for her there at 12 feet. I'm just right. This will be Curie's first attempt coming up here, 12 feet off the surface of the, or off the end of the dock. Once again, that bumper held 2 feet over the surface of the dock. Verified right before we began. We verified the water level before we began as well. Also 2 feet off the surface of the dock. That's my girl, Curie. That's going to get us out to 13 feet off the end of the dock for attempt number 1 coming up right here on her second jump. First ever time competing in any discipline for this girl right here. Fairly new to the sport. Sophia's been practicing really hard with her. Data, Duke, Dutton, Frankie, Connor due up next. Right now we got attempt number 1, 13 feet off the end of that dock coming here for Sophia and Curie. Once upon a time, like I said, this girl was super calm and just cuddly. Sophia's done a great job with her. Now she's a maniac on that dock. Good girl, Curie. That must be Data. Should have about the next 2 or 3 dogs lined up out back there for air retrieve. 2's probably sufficient. I hear Data, he's on deck. Duke the Wine probably getting ready. Dutton the Aussie. Want to thank all our sponsors this weekend. We got Dogmode, the most amazing facility here. World-class training center here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Wasatch Canine Fitness and Training leaders of all things dock diving here at Dogmode. Luigi Productions running this wonderful live stream for you. Little miss at the end right there. 1 too many steps off the end of the dock. Going to create their first miss there at 14 feet. Good girl, Curie. We got it this time. Atlas Outfitters, makers of the #1 tug in the game. Number 2 there for Sophia and Curie. Now coming up on the dock, this is Abby and her yellow Labrador Retriever. This is Data. Practice. Data, easy practice grab there at 9 feet. There she is. Official attempt number 1 coming up right here, 10 feet off the end of that dock for Abby and Data. Good boy. Good man, Data. Gonna move out 1 more foot. That bumper will be suspended 2 feet over the surface of the dock. Now it will be 11 feet off the end of that dock. He has a personal best 12 feet off the end. Approaching that number quickly. On Duke, followed by Dutton, Frank. Big jumping golden retriever Layla, due up 5th. Right now, attempt number 1 coming here for Abby and Data. Attaboy. That's how we do it, buddy. Attempt number 1 coming here, 12 feet off the end of the dock for Abby and Yellow Labrador Retriever Data. Bumper now at 45-second clock begins. That's my man, good boy Data. On Duke, followed by Dutton, Frankie, Connor, and Layla. Bumper set, 45-second clock begins now.
Is this 13?
Correct. Attempt number 1 coming up right here for Abby. 18 feet off that dog. Oh, near miss. Good run, buddy. Good run. All misses aren't created equal. Neither are all catches. That was a fantastic run, whether he grabbed that one or not. Second and final attempt coming right here, 13 feet off the end of the dock for Abby and Data. This boy also a big jumping machine in distance. And they got enough of it. Data boy Data. Good boy. That sets a brand new personal best. Data boy Data. Doesn't matter how it comes down, as long as the strings are released from both of those clips, it does count as a catch. Brand new personal best for Abby and Data, 13 feet off the end. That means reset the misses 2 new ones to go. Whether they come at the same distance or different distances, we still have 2 remaining. That's going to bring us to attempt number 1 coming up here, 14 feet off the end of the dock. That bumper suspended 2 feet over the surface of that dock, 4 feet over the surface of that water. Here we go. Attempt number 1, brand new territory for Abby and Data. Good boy, Data. That was a fantastic run and a good miss. Oh, break. We're going to take our break. Second and final attempt coming up right here, 14 feet off the end of that dock for Abby and Data. On deck, I've got Duke, Dutton, Frankie, Connor, and Layla.
It's 46 seconds, right?
We just new personal best set right there for Abby and Data with a new score of 13 feet, total of 4 catches, 3 misses, ending once again 13 feet off the end. First miss coming in at that new personal best of 13 feet. Get him leashed up out the back door. Then that's going to bring us to Janae and her big jumping male Weimaraner. This will be Duke. Dutton, Frankie, Connor, and Layla due up next. Elite title dog coming on the dock right here, big jumping Duke. Multiple time number 2 ranked Weimaraner in all of North America diving dogs right here. Practice attempt for Duke coming up right here, 16 feet off the end of the dock. That's a big jump, buddy. Boy Duke. Gonna start right there, 16 feet off the end. 17. We're moving that to 17. I did not hear that correctly. This will be first attempt coming up right here for Janae and Duke at 17 feet off the end of the dock. That bumper still and always set 2 feet over the surface of the dock, 4 feet over the surface of that water. Game once again played until each team misses a total of 3 times or 2 times at any one given distance. Whichever of those occurs first will end the splash for them. First attempt coming up right here for Janae and Duke. Here we go, buddy. Attempt number 1 coming up right here for big jumping Duke. Good man, Duke. Good man. Big catch to start the day out. 17 feet off the end. That a boy, Duke. Good run. Coming up right here, 18 feet off the end. Come on, buddy. And a catch. Good boy, Duke. Oh, yeah. Just don't hit those. Yeah. Then don't hit the tripods. Yeah.
That's what that jiggles the cameras.
You're perfect. You're perfect. Out to 19 feet off the end, and that just tied a personal best for big man Duke. 1 miss on the card so far. New personal best right there for Janae and Duke, 19 feet off the end. That a boy. That a boy, Duke. Brand new personal best, 19 feet off the end. Congratulations, Janae and Duke. Brand new personal best, big jumping Duke. Good boy, Duke. Good job, buddy. Brand new personal best. Only one miss on the card this far. We still have 2 remaining. Looking to extend that number out to 20 feet right here. Bumper set. 45-second countdown begins right then. Nothing. Down to our final attempt right here. Next miss will end the morning for this team. Looking for a catch here and another brand new personal best, 20 feet off the end. Already set that with that last catch at 19 feet off the end. Good boy, Duke. Good boy. 3 total catches and a final score of a brand new personal best. Once again, 19 feet for Duke. You killed it. Next up on the dock, that's going to bring us to big jumping Australian Shepherd. This is Betsy, Harper, and Dutton. Frankie, Connor, Layla, and Lucille due up next. Oh, and Maple, we added one to the list. Right now, practice attempt coming up here for Dutton, 13 feet off the end of that dock. World-class junior handler. Harper on the back of the dock, Betsy on the front. Usually we see Harper with her little sister Lenny up there. She's out of town at another dog show for the weekend, so Betsy is taking over her spot. Great junior handler team. Good boy, Dutton. Good boy. Looks like attempt number 1 is going to be coming 15 feet off the end. This will be his first ever air retrieve attempt with North America Diving Dogs. They've been working really hard at practice. I believe we've gotten him as far out as 18 feet. Big jumping master title dog with a few elite jumps in distance. May even be elite titled. I don't believe they've gotten enough to do that just yet, but I know they've got some. Attempt number 1 coming up right here, 15 feet off the end of that dock. Attempt number 1 coming up right here, 15 feet out the end. Once you hear our Judge Teresa saying set, that 45-second countdown begins. Attaboy Dutton, easy peasy grab, 15 feet off the end. Every attempt for this team is going to be, every catch, will be a new personal best, as this is their first official air retrieve score with North America Diving Dogs. Harper and Betsy, along with Dutton on the dock up there, the Australian Shepherd. I've got Frankie, Connor, Layla, Lucy, and Maple due up next. I think all of our volunteers this weekend can't make these events happen without all of them. Takes a village to run these events, with pushing right around 500 to 600 jumps, splashes for all these teams throughout the weekend. Attempt number 1 coming up right here, 16 feet off the end of the dock here for Betsy, Harper, and Dutton. Little sideways on his run right there, causing him to miss it off to the right. Miss number 1 right there, 16 feet off the end. Oh. Second and final run coming up right here, 16 feet off the end. Much better run on jump number 2. That's why you saw a much bigger jump off the end of the dock there. His run on number 1 was not near as strong as that one on jump number 2. The air retrieve was all about getting down the dock fast and powerful. Bumper set, 45-second countdown begins. First attempt, 17 feet off the end here for Harper, Betsy, and Dutton. 2 more misses to go on the card before they're eliminated. Next up, we're going to see the second and final run coming up right here for Betsy, Harper, and Dutton. Miss. Second and final run coming right here. We got 20 seconds left on the timer. And we're off. Second and final run. Attaboy, good run that time. Will unfortunately still be a double miss at 17 with 2 successful catches and a final score of 16 feet. And a brand new personal best for Harper, Betsy, and Dutton. Next up, that's going to bring us to Mary Beth and Frankie. On deck will be Connor, Layla, Lucy, and Maple, a.k.a. Waffles. brand new to the sport of air retrieve is Frankie. Big male golden retriever. 45-second timer has begun on their practice attempt. Do not. Good boy, Frankie Frank. That's a new personal best at 6 feet for Frankie. Number one coming up right here, 7 feet off the end. That 45-second countdown has begun when your judge Teresa said set. Good morning, Mom Randy. How are you? Sunshine has entered the building. Attempt number one, a success, 7 feet off the end for Frankie. Frankie, you left one in the pool, man. Somebody's going to have to retrieve that toy in the pool. Can you reach it, Kyler? I don't know if you can or not. It's way over there. Good thing she's got long arms. That's going to push us out 8 feet off the end of the dock. Brand new personal best just... What happened there, Frankie? That will be our first miss, or whatever that it was. Our first trip and fall off the end of the dock, maybe?
He thought that he could walk in the air.
That was a typical Frankie move. You never know what you're going to get with this boy. Very happy we've got 2 catches with him to start the game. Second and final run coming here, 8 feet off the end. Connor, Layla, Lucy, Maple, Marble, Rasp, Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet to round out Air Retrieve Splash 101. One will start 11 a.m. Mountain Time.
I can be your timer. I'll just ask to take a break for Vicky or
Almost, buddy. You almost got it. That was a double miss there at 8 feet. 2 successful catch. I also That will bring us to
Connor.
I was waiting. From Stevens Point, Wisconsin, this will be Laura Blanc and her Belgian Malinois Connor. Big jumping Belgian Malinois with a huge personal best and air retrieve of 23 feet. Let's see if we can get him that far today. That would be a brand new Dogmode air retrieve pool record.
What is that pool record?
That was official jump number 1. No practice for Connor. Missed 16 feet off the end. Up out of the pool for attempt number 2, second and final run coming up right here, 16 feet off the end for Laura and Connor. Boy was jumping humongous in distance practice the other night. Big jumping male Belgian Malinois. Much better run on jump number 2 and turn that catch into a very easy attempt. Good boy, Connor. A little bit crooked and not such a good run on jump number 1. Went right on by it on the left. Every time he comes out of the pool, I get a good laugh. We won't discuss why, but... She has to... Now moving on out 17 feet off the end. Once again, that toy suspended 2 feet over the surface of the dock, which equates to 4 feet over the surface of that water. 32,000 gallons of the cleanest water in the entire state of Utah. That's my boy, Connor. Good boy. Now going to push us out 18 feet off the end. Here we go, attempt number 1 coming right here for Connor, 18 feet off the end. Miss number 2, unfortunately, right there for Connor. Second and final run coming up right here for Laura and Connor. Unfortunately, that will conclude their air retrieve morning with a final score of 17 feet. 2 total grabs. who's that's going to bring us to the monstrous jumping golden retriever named Layla. This will be Taylor and Layla. Practice attempt coming here 13 feet off the end. This girl owns a personal best in distance right around 28 feet. Huge jumping little golden retriever. That a girl, Layla. Where? Changing their start. First official attempt coming up right here for Taylor and Layla, 15 feet off the end of the dog. Huge, huge, huge jumping little girl. Ultra, ultra lightning fast down the dog. Guest to holder Brian on the back there with Taylor. Bumper set, 45-second countdown begins. Got Judge Mary Beth over there now taking Teresa's place. Fantastic run down the dock, going to equate unfortunately to a first miss. That was a beautiful, beautiful run down the dock. Didn't quite get her normal push off the end, unfortunately. Going to be a miss. Set her back up. I'll bet we get a really big catch right here. Well, that was a miss. That was a beautiful run down the dock. Here we go, Layla. We got it this time, little girl. Attempt number 2 coming up right here. We get a catch. We move on to 16 feet. Miss does unfortunately end their day with no score. Here we go, little girl. We got to get this. Holy cow, that had way more on it. Good girl. That was what I was expecting. Didn't quite get that same push on the first attempt. All that was difference between jump 1 or attempt 1 and attempt 2 is a lot better push off the end on jump number 2. The runs were nearly identical. Both fantastic runs. Tons of speed, great looking stretch down the dock. Now moving on to attempt number 1, 16 feet off the end. That a girl. Little Miss Layla has a personal best of 18 feet on deck. Lucy, Maple, Marble, Rasp, and Rose.
Here we go, attempt number 1 at 17 feet. He's testing his boundaries right now. Another fantastic run down the dock by Layla. Unfortunately going to be miss number 2. But that was about as textbook of a run as you can get down the dock. That was fantastic. Big jumping golden retriever Layla. They've got a bunch of those in this team. Thirty seconds. Left. Time. 45-second countdown begins right now. Second and final run coming up right here, 17 feet off the end of the dock for Taylor and big jumping Layla. Another good run. She's looking really good. Will be a total of 2 catches and final score of 16 feet. This is Seti, aka Margaret, and Lucille. Good girl, Lucille. Attempt number 1 successful, 14 feet off the end. On deck, Maple, aka Waffles, followed by Marble, Rasp, Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet. Lots of big jumping dogs remain in Air Retrieve Splash 101. This tiny little girl is elite titled, owns a personal best right around 27 feet. Personal best in air retrieve of 17 feet. Seti, one of our amazing handlers. Right on point each and every time on the dock. Bumper set, now attempt number 1 coming here, 15 feet off the end of the dock. That a girl, Lucille. Got enough of it for it to fall. That will count as a catch. On deck once again, Maple, Marble, Rasp, Rogue, and Osa. Attempt number 1 coming up right here for Seti and Lucille at 16 feet. We like to joke around that Lucy has 5 different personas. And we see each and every one of them throughout a 30-minute practice session all the time, each and every week. Near miss and a very good run on attempt number 1 at 16 feet. Now, final run coming right here at 16 feet. 45-second countdown has begun. As soon as they come up out of that water on a miss, that timer resets. "20 seconds remain on our countdown to 45. Tons and tons of time remaining. Good run, and unfortunately double miss at 16 will end their day with a final score of 15 feet. 2 total catches, 2 total misses. Good job, Lucille. Big, big jumping, tiny little Lucille. Next up on the dock, that's going to bring us to Nikaylee and her yellow Labrador Retriever. This is Maple, a.k.a. Waffles. She pretty much only gets called Waffles anymore, so every time Nikaylee says Maple, everybody stops and says, "Who are you talking about?" Marble, Rasp, Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet to round out the splash of Air Retrieve this morning. Distance splash 1 of the event begins at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for those of you following out there on the live stream. And there's Waffles. Fun little yellow, reddish colored Labrador Retriever. Here we go, Waffles. First ever run down the dock officially with North America Diving Dogs right here. Once again, a new dog in Air Retrieve. Been practicing really, really hard. Fun team here, Nikaylee and Waffles. Maple on your screen. Practice attempt 12 feet off the end right here for Little Miss Maple. That a girl, Maple. Attempt number 1 coming up here. Not sure where we're going to start, but 12. Attempt number 1 officially coming up right here. This will be a brand new personal best on their first catch. Staying at that same distance of 12 feet for Nikaylee and Maple. I can't even say Maple anymore because I haven't called her that in like a year. Marble, Rasp, Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet due up next. Bumper set, 45-second countdown begins. Here we go. Good girl, Maple. That's a new personal best and a first ever score of 12 feet off the end of the dock for Nikaylee and Maple.
That was
12.
no misses.
Nope. That was first. Out, That bumper's going to go out 1 foot as it does with each catch, 1 foot increments. Now 13 feet off the end of that dog. Bumper set, 45-second countdown begins. Here we go. Oh, a little bit crooked that time, still knocked it down, will be a successful catch. Good girl, Maple. Good girl, Maple. Attempt number 1, unfortunately, going to be a miss, but it's a fantastic run down the dog. Each team is allowed 1 30-second break anytime throughout the rotation. Time! And the 45-second countdown begins now for attempt number 2, coming 14 feet off the end of the dock here for Nikaylee and Maple. Oh, good run. Unfortunately, that will end their day. 2 total catches and a new personal best set, 13 feet off the end. Kyler. Doc, that's going to bring us to Candy and her Australian Shepherd. This is Rogue. On deck, Rasp.
No, this is Marble.
Oh, I am. I'm confused. I saw Candy up there, and I saw Rogue on my screen. This is Marble, followed by Rasp, Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet. My bad. This is Candy and her other Aussie Marble, the younger puppy. I wasn't looking at my sheet. I was just going by what I thought I saw.
We learned not to do that, huh?
I can't see anyway. That's probably the real problem. Attempt 11 feet off the end. First ever air retrieve attempt for this team. She's changing. Ever official attempt coming up right here for Candy and the puppy Marble. After Marble will be Rasp, Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet. Right now we got attempt number 1 coming right here for Candy and Marble. Fortunately, miss number 1 there at 11 feet. Attempt number 2, second and final run coming right here. Bumper suspended 2 feet over the surface of the dock, 11 feet off the end. 20 seconds remain on the time. And that will be a first catch and a new personal best, 11 feet off the end. Gonna get that bumper moved out 1 foot, 12 feet off the end. First attempt coming here. On deck, Rasp. You'll see Candy right after that to give their other Australian Shepherd, Rogue, followed by Osa and Scarlet. Right now, bumper going out 1 foot to 12 feet. Bumper set, 45-second countdown begins. Attempt number 1 coming up right here. Tons of time to reset. We still got 36 seconds left on the clock. "20 seconds left on our clock. Run in progress. And a catch. That resets our misses. Now 3 total misses remain. Or 2 total misses remain. Moving that bumper out 1 more foot to 13 feet. Attempt number 1 at 13 coming up right here.
So 2 grabs, 1 miss?
Correct. Yeah. And that will be a successful catch, 13 feet off the end, now moving out to 14 feet.
Unless I really cannot.
On deck is Rasp, followed by Rogue, Osa, and the final dog of Air Retrieve Splash, number 101, will be Scarlet.
By the way, that's all for you.
Attempt coming up right here, 14 feet off the end. Slammed on the brakes. Unfortunately, that will be miss number 2. Second and final run coming up right here, 14 feet off the end. We do have 1 miss remaining. "45-second countdown has begun.
No brace.
Awesome. Have 20 seconds remaining on the clock for attempt number 2. 10 seconds remain. Got time just for a quick reset. 5 seconds left. And that will unfortunately be their 3rd and final miss, but a good run there and a new personal best of 13 feet for Rogue. 3 total catches.
That was marble.
Why do I keep doing that? That was marble. Thank you for keeping me straight there, Jules. I suppose the fact that I can barely Personal best there for Candy and Marble, not Rogue, with a personal best of 13 feet. Next up brings us to Laura and her Dutch Shepherd Rasp. Next dog. A personal best of 15 feet. Jump number 1 coming here, 8 feet off the end of the dog. Good girl, Rasp. Beautiful, beautiful grab, 8 feet off the end. Current average at 8 feet 4 inches in air retrieve. Temp number 1 coming up right here, 9 feet off the end for Laura, all the way from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, a 20-hour drive. And her little girl, Rasp. On deck, we've got the final 3 dogs of the Air Retrieve Splash 101 with Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet. Look at that jump, only 9 feet of dock, 9 feet grab right there. Gonna move it out 10 feet off the end now. You got this, little girl. Attempt number 1 coming right here, jumping further in air retrieve than she's running down the dock. Big, big grab if we can get here from only 9 feet of dock. That's where you come in, Kyler, when it's swinging. I got perfect. Now we got it. Bumper set. 45-second countdown begins. Laura using about 2 seconds of that timer. Easy peasy on that big jump of 10 feet. That a girl, Rasp. Number 1 coming right here, 11 feet off the end of the dock. No misses yet for Laura and her Dutch Shepherd Rasp. Now jumping 2 feet further in air retrieve than she's running down the dock.
1 grab, right?
3. She just drilled right through that easy, easy catch, 11 feet off the end. Now 4. It on out to 12 feet off the end of the dock. No misses on the card yet for Laura and Rasp. You will see Laura's daughter, Jaden, on the dock later today, the newest member of the Wasatch Canine Fitness and Training National Junior Team. Yes. With her Belgian Malinois Figaro. Reset. Let's get a quick reset, Rasp. You got this, kid. You can still do it. And an easy peasy catch again from almost a dead stop at the end. Great job. That's fantastic. 12-foot grab with only 9 feet of running in that instance. Almost no run. Big, big jump off the end for Rasp. Lost some of her confidence, so we broke her down a little bit, starting her all over. Attempt number 1 coming right here. She's about to catch Connor, I think. Oh, maybe not, but it sounded good. big jump coming right here, 13 feet off the end. Look at that girl go. Still no misses, started at 8 feet. We've already got clear out with a catch at 13 feet, personal best of 15 feet. She may catch Connor at this rate. Bumper now moving out to 14 feet. Her current average sits just over 8 feet. Great air retrieve splash coming right here for Laura and Rasp. Coming up right here at 14 feet. Looks like we backed up to 18 feet of dock here for Laura and Rasp. Brakes applied. How are we looking on time? Still 20 seconds left on the clock. Oh, that will unfortunately be miss number 1, 14 feet off the end. Only 1 foot shy of a personal best. On deck, we've got Rogue, Osa, and Scarlet. Australian Shepherd, Belgian Malinois, and Golden Retriever, round out splash 101. Right now, we've got Laura and her Dutch Shepherd Rasp on the dock. Second and final attempt up right here, 14 feet off the end of that dock, 2 feet over the surface. That will conclude their splash with a double miss at 14 feet. 6 total catches and a final score of 13 feet. A big round for Laura and Rasp. Great job. 20-hour drive just to come jump with us this week. That is. Great job by Laura and Rasp. Next up, that brings us to Candy and her other Australian Shepherd. This time it actually is Rogue. Rogue has a personal best with North America Diving Dogs of 10 feet off the end. That's where the practice attempt is coming from right here. That's bold. Practice attempt successful. That would have taken. One coming up right here will begin 11 feet off the dock. This would set a brand new personal best on attempt number 1. Bumper set, 45-second countdown begins now. And that will be a new personal best, 11 feet off the end of the dock. What'd you say? Attempt number 1 coming up right here, that bumper moving out to 12 feet. On deck, we've got the Osa Bear followed by Scarlet to round out splash 101, retrieve first splash of the weekend. That will move us now on out to 13 feet, and attempt number 1 coming up right here. No misses yet for Rogue. Timer begins now. Second attempt coming up right here. Second and final run coming 13 feet off the end of that dock. We get a catch here, move on to 14 feet. Another miss would end their day with a double miss at 13 feet. Either way, we've already set a brand new personal best with a catch of 12 feet off the end. That will end their morning with a double miss at 13 feet. Final score of 12 feet, 2 total catches, and a brand new personal best. Next up on the dock, that's going to bring us to your coordinator and head trainer at Wasatch Canine Fitness and Training. This will be Teresa and her Belgian Malinois puppy, Osa. This girl has one of the brightest futures in the game. Still getting things figured out, but a monster jumping dog in distance, just barely touch the tug and air retrieve. One of the 2 puppies for Teresa coming up. This girl's about 1 year off from being one of the biggest jumpers in the game. Going to move that bumper out 1 foot. Official attempt number 1 coming up right here. 10 feet off the end of the dock for Teresa and Osa.
That was practice.
First ever official attempt down the dock for this team here in any discipline. Good girl, Osa Bear. Osa God of War on the dock from the world-renowned Kennel God of War out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Easy peasy, 11 feet off the end of the dock. What happened? Did Abby get splashed? You probably deserved it.
Where are we going?
Going to 11.
So one
Or excuse me, going to 12. That was 11.
2 grabs.
2 grabs. girl, Osa Bear, easy peasy. Older sibling to Osa going to Italy here in just another week or so to compete in FMBB World Championships, IGP Level 3 World Championships. Best of the best.
Who?
One of her almost no. Attempt number 1 coming up right here, 13 feet off the end of the dock for Teresa and Osa. That a girl, easy peasy again. Not her best effort down the dock, but still enough to knock that tug off. All we're working on right now with her is getting that run down. If she gets that run down, she's a humongous jumper. Still a puppy, very inconsistent down the dock is the issue that we're dealing with. When it all clicks, it's beautiful. On deck will be the final dog of Air Retrieve Splash 101, the huge jumping golden retriever Scarlet. That's exactly the inconsistency that we're trying to work through. Good girl, Osa. That will be miss number 1 coming here at 14 feet. So far, set a brand new personal best 13 feet off the end. Second and final run coming right here, 14 feet off the end. And that's what you get when we get a good run down the dock, making it look much, much easier. Gonna move on out now, 15 feet off the end. What? First attempt now coming 15 feet off the end of the dock for Teresa and Osa. And another grab, easy peasy, 15 feet off the end. Now going to move it out one more time to 16 for the little Osa Bear. Running me out of sheets here, kid. Onto my final square on the front side. Now moving on out 16 feet off the end. Personal best just set 15 feet off the end for the little Osa. Tiny 40-pound Belgian Malinois. Much better miss on miss number 2. That would be their first miss at 16 feet. Second and final run coming up right here. We either get a catch on attempt number 2 and move on out to 17 feet. A miss here would end their day.